going to do one more. This one I've got a bit of a checkered history with. Both of us do. It's BGM, the kind of cleverly disguised Barkerville Gold Mines. So I'm going to sit down and talk to Paul about the new deposit. Paul?
Hi, how you doing, Brent?
Good, good. All right, so I know a bit about this, but
Okay.
I don't know what, and I've read through your technical reports.
Yep.
And I guess mentally, I don't have a very good visual of what the deposit really looks like, section to section. I think you've got sections here, so can we just like
Right.
run through that? I mean, what is your resource right now, just in general?
Basically, 2.8 million ounces in the indicated and 2 million in the inferred.
What's the
And that's
grade?
sorry?
The grade?
On average, about 2.4,
Okay.
combining between the two. It's a multiple indicator kriging resource model, but that hand was forced, obviously, because of what happened with Peter George.
Yeah.
What we're doing right now is we're redomaining everything, reassessing all the old data, and we're going to provide the market with a constrained, extremely defendable resource, such that, because we're aiming for feasibility on this, right? So we're going to take every possible methodology, find out which works best, which is most defendable, which hangs together and makes the most sense to reality, move forward with that one.
So are you going to be able to constrain the domains by geology and structure?
Yes.
That's the key, right?
That's
where
the
you're
key.
going.
Exactly.
Excellent. Okay.
Exactly.
Let's see the sections.
Yeah, for sure. What we actually do is I have sections here for BC vein,
Okay.
not necessarily Cow Mountain right at the
Well,
second.
BC Vein's got, that's getting some nice drill intersections.
That's what we focused on the last 50,000 meters last year on the BC vein.
Let's do it.
And sure, by all means, let me just hook it up.
Okay. I like paper better, but this is good.
Okay, so this is the BC vein, sitting basically right here.
You've got a long section here, don't you?
Exactly. I got a long section we can look at as well. So now what we're looking at here on the BC vein is just an internal block model.
Okay.
For purpose, we have nothing officially on the books yet, but to give you an idea of where the best mineralization is at this point. Everything is drilled on 50-meter centers, and then we have some sporadic drilling down deep at 100-meter centers. Just wanted to see what was going to happen down there. Although that had been drilled by our predecessors at 75-meter vertical depth, we found there were problems with drill recoveries. If you can't recover the actual sulfides, you can't recover the gold, can't populate a block model. We had to say, forget it.
Yeah.
We're starting from scratch, doing it all again.
Okay, good. And what does this deeper red color represent?
Just higher grade.
Okay.
So the softer colors are slightly lower grade.
So this would be 4 grams plus or?
Higher than that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, exactly. So right now the BC shaft is located right there. That's a historical shaft from the 1500 level all the way back to Cow Mountain. And that's back in 1945 that they did that. They did a few test stopes, and then obviously just gold prices, war, they abandoned everything.
Okay.
So it's a good focus. So we're going to look at a vertical section actually right through the BC shaft. You can see the BC shaft here towards the northwest, and there's some of the grades. We're looking at the raw assays
Good.
on this. Anything greater than 0.7.
So that's the Earth's surface.
That is correct.
These are the drill holes.
That's correct.
And these are the assays.
That's correct. So we're just going to advance on 25 meter steps.
Okay. Well, what we're looking for in something like this is continuity between section in grade.
That's right. That's right. And you may not necessarily always see that because, and I'll show you later, we have a pretty significant nugget factor here as well.
Right.
But overall, if you average things out, it comes out. And again, I'll show you that as well.
And is this visually distinct? Is it a vein or what is it?
Yes, it is.
Okay, and the host rock is?
It's hosted within a sheared argillite.
Okay.
And then we've got carbonaceous peelites on one side and just sammites and peelites on the other side. It's very simple geology.
So when
essentially
you're
layer
underground,
cake.
it's not that hard to differentiate.
Oh God, no. You'll know visually whether you're into it or not.
Okay.
Yeah. And these are 50-meter centers, so we're seeing some good grade. Those are probably on average 1 to 1.5 meter samples that you're looking at.
Okay.
And then another 50 meters down.
Okay.
Now, as an example, in some of our areas where we do duplicate core assays, even though you'll get half a gram out of 1/4 of the core, the other side you'll get 40 grams. Yeah, and again, I'll show you examples
Real
of
high
that.
nugget.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then we just keep going down a little further. We can see some grade variability. And then, as is the case in a lot of these systems, you get pinch and swell. I go from a horizontal width here of 10 meters down to 1. Now, is it a case that the structure is only 1 meter? No, the structure is 10 meters. But recoverable grade in that one drill intersection was only 1.17 grams over meter and a half, 1 meter.
Okay. Okay, good. So let's take it from like this is where the mineralization is, and just go section the next section.
Yeah, exactly. So I'll advance this again 25 meters to the northwest. And we'll zoom in again.
So 57.76, 1.4, 14. These are grams. 14, 1.5,
Grams per ton, correct.
6.6.
Correct.
Okay, that works.
Advance another section, another 25 meters. There's actually core that we have here at the show, 332 grams a ton. No visible gold in it, just, again, extreme nugget factor. Then we go 50 meters down.
Okay. 924, 19.
Yep. And then you go 50 meters down, and even though that's the structure, we just didn't recover any grade out of that one specific example.
Right. Okay.
Now, granted, right, as you know, you're taking a drill bit that's 2 inches wide and you're asking it to represent an area 50 meters by 50 meters.
I mean, if the drill hole was here, you might have hit something. Likewise,
Exactly.
when this one is 300 grams, it was 1 meter away.
It might have hit
been
nothing.
zero.
Yeah, and like I said, I'll definitely show you that before we go away from this. But then you go another 50 meters down.
You're seeing good continuity and structure. That's good.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, very much so. I'll just advance another section here. A lot of times what you'll see as well is you'll see the hanging wall portion of the vein running high grade, and then in between the two high grade intersections, you actually have a very large barren vein. So geologically what's happened is the vein has come in, barren, reactivation, that's the second event that carry the mineralizing fluids. They tend to propagate against that competency contrast in between the vein and the host rock.
Okay, so we have 65, 1.6, 2, 3, 5, 16. Okay.
Yeah. And again, untested below that. We're currently drilling this off on 25 meter centers because we're going to convert it to, well, ultimately reserves, because with our new financing with Cisco, they want to go in and go cash flow positive as soon as possible.
Okay. Good. Rather than bore you all with section after section, I'll do this later when I'm not being watched.
Yeah.
So this is where you're primary going to try and start mining, or you're going to start.
Yeah, there'll be two things.
Okay.
It's a two-pronged effort. We have the Bonanza Ledge deposit, which is the sulfide replacement deposit that was originally mined by our predecessors, right? That was a phase 1 pit. We bottomed out. If we do a pit expansion, the strip ratio is just too high, right? We want to get into the money as fast as possible.
Yeah.
So what we're doing is we're bringing in the Cisco team. Actually, we're going up next week. We're going to assess the underground options. There's still mineralization there.
Yeah.
Probably about 8-9 gram a ton recoverable. Start extracting that, send it off to the QR mill, and subsequent to that, this is only 150 meters away.
Okay.
Start driving in on this at surface.
All right. Wait, what's your cash position with this top up from Cisco? How much you got now?
It's significant. We're planning on closing that deal.
Our cost can be like $30 million.
Probably a little more than that.
Okay, so
Combination of the flow through and the 1.5% royalty. The royalty gives us 25 million to Cisco.
Okay. So that's plenty to get through the year.
Yes.
And do you know what your market cap is?
I can't remember. I haven't checked the
Seems
stock
like
this morning.
Last I recall, it's like 60, 70 million.
Roughly around that. Yeah.
Okay. All right, so keep drilling, mine a little bit, go underground, see what it looks like.
That's right.
So for next year at this time, you might be actually mining this vein.
Sooner than that.
Okay.
This summer we'll be mining.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd love to go up there and see it. I think this is something, you know, you need to see.
Exactly. Exactly. Now the reason we're doing the mining though is because we want to preserve our hard dollars, use the flow through to do all, because we're going to do 60,000 meters on Cow Mountain starting in about 3 weeks from now. And the concept is to take that to feasibility, have that producing in the next few years. Start working on the regional picture as well this summer. You know, out of the 60-kilometer trend, only 6 has ever really been assessed. So we're trying to expand the bigger picture.
Okay.
Good.
Excellent. Thanks, Paul.
Hey, no
Good
worries.
luck.
Thank
Well
you.
done, too.
Thank you.
Good to see new thinking.
Technical.
So that was interesting. You know, I've always had a problem with how these resources are calculated, even up until the most recent one. Paul gives me a much better feel that they understand that it's going to come down to geologic controls on the domains. He understands the nugget effect. I'm going to have to go through section by section when I've got time to get a better handle on it and feel for what the, you know, how many ounces it might be. But I mean, it's interesting. Cisco put money in. That's interesting. They've got a lot of money. I might actually take a look at this again.